about football?
Depending on what level you're talking about. But just speaking from a professional level, like about football, for me, it was getting my time back. What people don't know is playing in the NFL, playing on a professional level takes off a whole lot of your time. So you might spend 14 hours a day up at the facility.
Well, let me ask you some questions. Tell us why you are doing this camp today. Why is it so important?
This camp is very important to me due to the fact that I get an opportunity to give back to less fortunate, give opportunity to give back to kids in our community. Normally wouldn't get a chance to see professional players. They get a chance to see that it's real, see that we put our shoes on, put our pants on one leg at a time just like they do. So, everybody's not going to make it a rule, but I feel like that everyone can motivate themselves and get themselves an honest chance in life.
And just from your experiences, what does this mean to those kids that's out there a part of this camp?
A lot of kids, I see them 2 and 3 years later, still excited, still have memories about what took place. A lot of them go on to do great things outside of sports. So I know a lot of them have been affected from previous camps we have done over the years. I expect the same thing to happen in a camp like today.
Okay, is this just a one-time camp, or are you going to be having more camps? And if so, tell us more about that.
Yeah, this is definitely not a one-time thing. I got another camp coming up back at home in Louisiana. Will be sponsored by sti740 Games and our cardio team, Lawrence. Hopefully we'll have people like yourself here doing big things with Streamline. That'll be a back-to-school camp where we give away school supplies, help unfortunate mothers who otherwise wouldn't be able to provide for their kids. So we'll give away shoes, multiple different things. So this is an ongoing thing, not just a one-time.
Okay, and so we noticed that there's other coaches out there that's from the NFL. Just from your experience, what does that mean to them? I mean, what kind of feedback is it that they give to you?
A lot of them, man, draw energy from it because, they remember when they were that age. They were do Little League camps, Pop Warner, and some of them are fortunate enough to see guys at the level. So they look at it as a form of giving back also. So today we have Keith Washington here who won a Super Bowl in 2000 with the Baltimore Ravens.
About me, I'm from here. I'm from Dallas, Texas. Graduated from Wilma Hutchins, just across the trees right there. So this is my neighborhood. This is what I like to do. I played 10 years in the National Football League from 1995 to 2005. I won a Super Bowl in 2000 with a lot of youngsters. They don't have a father, and but I don't want that to be an excuse for a young man growing up, because me personally, I didn't either. But my mom was there. She told me how to be the right person, go through life treating people right, and it's opened doors for me.
So this means a lot to you. I know they always say anytime that, it means a lot to the kids when you guys come and give a camp, but in retrospect, it means more to you guys than it does to you.
Absolutely, because if I go, if I don't have anything to pass along, to a young man that's walking up in my footsteps, then what have I done? What have I accomplished? I haven't accomplished anything. And football, it's just a small glitch in life. We love football, but it's a small glitch in life. Life itself has to be one. You have to win in life. Football just enables us to get someone's attention because they appreciate where we've been. So we have to use that as a platform to be able to teach somebody, because someone wants to listen to us because of where we've been. Open our mind, we definitely should have something positive to say, or something of a useful nature, and it is our job to build role models.
Wow, that's beautiful, because I'm listening to you, and you're making it seem like camp is more than just football.
It absolutely is the way it should be. I tell you what, when I came out here the other day, I was blown away by the kids interviewing me. I thought that was one of the greatest things I've ever seen. I've never been to a function where it's set up for the kids. The kids are I never seen that where the kid, and he's out there working out now, but he interviewed me, and I was it really touched me, because I know that that's an aspect in which we have to explore.
My name is Talance Sawyer, former Minnesota Viking.
And I'm Keith Washington, former Baltimore Raven.
And we are here at the football camp that they're having to help local kids with football and just teaching them respect and everything. So what made you guys want to do this camp?
Well, it's always a pleasure to give back to the community. It's not my first time doing it, so I try to do about 3 or 4 camps a year. I came up as a young kid, you know, looking for a role model, looking for people to show me good examples in life, so that's one of the biggest reasons that makes me want to do it.
What about you?
I think it's our job to do that. I always appreciate being offered the opportunity to come out and talk to kids and teach them some of the things I know. You know, I didn't have it growing up, but it's a pleasure whenever I can come out and express the way I feel and how I feel about kids and how I feel about the game, and just teaching you guys what I know. I always talk to kids at Turnkey Boys Club, at Tommy Allen Gym. So this just goes along with how I grew up and the nature of me. And I like I said earlier, just in general, I like talking to kids, especially when a kid is paying attention to me, when I can look a kid in the eyes and I know he's listening to me and I know he's understanding me. There's not a greater feeling, there's not a greater fulfillment than being able to reach a kid. So that's the gist of why I do it, and it's not about any other reason. I don't. There's no kind of compensation for it. That's not what it's about. It's just about helping our friends, helping out the community, and being here for you guys.
Yeah, as I said, I think it's our duty to give back. I look at sports as a tool, allow us to communicate with you guys, allow us to build a relationship with you guys. But sports is not necessarily the goal. You know, everybody wants to play on a professional level, and I wish that everybody could, but I know that everybody can have a professional career outside of sports if sports doesn't work out. So I just enjoy doing it, man. You know, every week in the NFL, every Tuesday, we had Community Tuesday where we went out in the community, we gave to the less fortunate, we spent time with kids, spent time with elderly. So, you know, that's kind of been ingrained in us, you know, from playing so long and actually being a part of the NFL.
So this camp, y'all use the same techniques that you guys were taught while you were playing?
Absolutely, and that's that's a great question. That is absolutely a great question, because I truly believe that no matter how old a kid is, when I coach a kid, I coach him in the way that I know as a professional, and I know it may be advanced, but I still want the kid to know the right way, so that when he leaves me, when he goes to the next level up from wherever I may be coaching, whether he's a 8-year-old, he's going to the 10-year-old. Well, when a kid leaves me and goes to a 10-year-old, goes to the 10-year-old coach or the 12-year-old coach, I want that coach to say, wow, you know what, somebody's had this kid before. I can tell the way the kid responds to the coaching that somebody's had him and they knew what they were doing. That's my goal. So I'd rather go 0-10. I'd rather lose everything teaching you guys the right way than to go 10-0 by just tossing the ball right and left. I'd rather teach the game. I don't yell, I don't scream, I don't curse. I simply teach the game, because that's the only way you guys are gonna get it.
So what about you?
Well, you know, contrary to popular belief, football is actually a science. So it's almost like being in the classroom. When you're trying to become your best at it, you have to really understand what's going on the field. And with that being said, to teaching the proper fundamentals at an early age, number one, can only make you a lot more safe for playing the game and can prevent, unnecessary injuries to young kids. So with that being said, just teaching the game the proper way and making sure that you understand what you're doing at a young age will hopefully make you a lot safer as you grow older and put on pads and start to move up in upper level in this game we call football.
All right, thank you for the interview. Looks like you guys have to go back over there.
Thank you very much. We enjoyed you.
Thank you, man. I'm impressed.
The kids behind the cameras the other day with the staffing shirts on. Those are things that we have to explore. Yes, this game, this is a beautiful game. It's a teaching game. It actually teaches you about aspects of life. Like my son now. My son's 11 years old. He wants to be lazy. And I know that because I was him at one point.
Right.
And so he may not want to play football, and that's fine. You don't have to play football. But one thing you are going to do, you're going to get the work from football, because to me, that taught me a level of competition. That taught me that all people aren't equal. That taught me that if someone puts in more work than you, then they'll advance faster than you. It teaches you so much that it's not about just tackling, banging. It's about learning someone else that you wouldn't normally get to meet. You meet guys from around the world. There are different names on that back. They don't just come from the same place you come from. They come from all over. So for you to be able to connect with someone from Milwaukee because they're on the same team you're from, or someone just a different way of life. Football actually brings you together and makes you a team, makes you a family. That's one reason why, and all due respect to all pledges, omegas, and all that, but that's one reason why. Honestly, that's one reason why I could never do that, because I always had 90 guys behind my back on the team. So that was my fraternity of brothers. That was my family.
So football is like a game of chess in a way where everybody has their own work, everybody has their own way to learn.
It absolutely is, and that's a good assessment right there. What people have to understand, this game, it's not about everybody in this game runs the same plays. It's not like the Dallas Cowboys run different plays from the Washington Redskins. That's why a guy from Dallas can go to Washington and play the next week. It is the same thing, but the difference is the discipline. The difference in winning and losing is the people that can get their players to buy in and understand what it is that we're doing. It's no different. Your team is no different from that one or the next. It's just about your coaches being able to reach your players and teach them that what I teach you, what your eyes see, act on it. Read your keys. The game is not so barbaric. The game is a thinking man's game. It's one play after the next. And you have 11 guys out there, and each guy has a job to do. So if 6 guys break down on one play, 9 times out of 10 you're gonna lose that play. But if all guys are working in accordance on that one play, then you win that one play. But then you have to go to the next. So it's really a thinking man's game. It's more mental than physical. And but we also need to get the physical aspect of it cleaned up too, because hey,
a lot of injuries and
let's face it, we can't play the game like we used to. And
bigger, faster.
Yeah, they do. I tell you what though, I tell you what I do want to get this out here. This is amazing to me. It's amazing that in the state of Texas, this is the greatest state for Texas high school football. And an ex-professional player such as Talance has to be a certified teacher in order to teach a kid how to play football. He is a certified teacher. He played in the National Football League for 6 years. But a science teacher, because he's certified to teach science, is qualified to teach my son how to play defensive end. That's, where is the health concerns in that? How can a English teacher teach your son how to play linebacker safely? I mean,
right. And when you have someone in the NFL who have to go to school to do something that they are professional in.
They are professional at that. That's baffling to me. But that's just something to chew on. But that's
now how long? That's kind of interesting though. How long? It's always been that way.
That's the way it is. Like same time, I mean, is a science teacher qualified to teach your son how to play outside linebacker and be safe? So it's a two-way sword. I can understand that. You are right. You do have to be. There has to be a level of certification, which I agree with. But for an ex-professional athlete,
that should be enough certification. That's a certification.
Yeah,
I'm in the NFL, bro. I'm certified. Only a handful of people make it this far.
Right.
So
exactly.
And we was something that a lot of ball players talk about.
You know what it is, and I can see where there's a lot more rumbling because there's a lot of ex-professional players in the state of Texas that would love to coach high school football, and then you talk about going through the certifications of being a teacher. As a matter of fact, having to be a teacher in order to coach.
And you've already went to college. You've already got the college hours.
Right.
Now you got to go back to school after you didn't.
Right,
wow.
Right.
Okay.
Right. So actually, what I'm saying is you have to teach something in order to coach. Like an English teacher, math teacher, science, something in order to coach.
Well, let me ask you this: what is it like from an educational aspect? As far as why is education so important? Especially because I see a lot of minorities here, African American kids. Why is it so important for them to have an education?
Because an education is so important. I'll start from this aspect. You cannot do anything. You cannot play a sport. You can't do one without the other. You won't ever be able to be great. You won't ever have the opportunity to be great if you don't have an education, because they're not going to let you play. And even if you manage to make it through high school, these colleges aren't playing. You have to have the qualifications to get in school. And so many times we think that it's so tied up with our athletic ability, and we have the greatest kids out here in the state of Texas, but education is the key to all things. I mean, mathematics is the key to all things. There's no way you can do one without the other. Education, it is what it is. I mean, we need it. It's the way of life. It's a proven fact that people with a higher education, they make more money. Right or wrong, those are just the facts. I don't know of any Fortune 500 guy, woman, or whatever that didn't have a top of the line education. To me, it's a given. Today, you have to have it. It doesn't matter about your athletic ability, because one day it's going to be over. Just like me, I played 10 years. One day that was going to be over with. I have a bachelor's degree. I majored in criminal justice. As a matter of fact, I wanted to be a lawyer. And the reason I wanted to be a lawyer is because I felt like I was smart enough and I wanted to grandstand. I wanted to teeter on the line of Mr. Washington, you are almost in contempt. But that is what that was my true desire when I went off to school. Now my athletic ability took over at some point, and I was able to play professionally, but I did have goals and aspirations. I actually wanted to be an FBI agent as well. So, it's all tied into education. And then, like I was telling you earlier, nowadays, you just can't be a dumb football. I mean, you cannot be a dumb football player. There are checks and balances within the play right before the snap. So you have to be quick-witted. You gotta have the right attention span. You gotta know how to adjust in midstream. So you really can't be a lacking kind of guy and be on the football field nowadays. The game is moving from the barbaric.
The game has changed.
Absolutely 100%. It's changed. And it's more strategic and it's more of a thinking man's game now. So that ties directly into education.
And just this last question, and I don't mean to keep you long. There's a lot of kids that may be watching right now, and they may not have been able to come to this camp, and they may not even have the type of home, living that they want to be in. They may even be crying and sad at this particular time. What would you say to them to uplift their spirit about the present situation that they're in right now?
The one thing that I would say to any kid out here, any kid out there, anybody in that matter that's having it hard or in a tough situation, just like you said, the one thing that I hold true to myself, that I'll never give in to, is the fight. You don't ever stop fighting until it is over. Until God upstairs tells you that it's over and takes the life away from you, it's not over. The fight is a continual fight. You get up every day, you tie your boots on tight, and you kick doors down, you jump over obstacles, and you make it happen. Nobody is in control of your life but you. You control the things that you control the things that you can, and the things that you can't control, you don't worry about them. You keep going. The way you know you're going in the right direction is because when you're going in the right direction, you're gonna always have obstacles in your way. When you're going in the wrong direction, it's nothing but smooth sailing because you're headed to a dead end.
Ravens. We have a former #1 draft pick here, Troy Evans, who's the #12 pick overall wide receiver with the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Say what team you play for, what number.
Well, I played for the Steelers. I was 81. I was a first round draft pick back in '99. I played 8 years.
Well, what position?
I played wide receiver.
Where you come from?
I'm originally from North Louisiana, Shreveport, Louisiana.
All right, so starting to get a little deep, like who taught you?
Really, I kind of almost taught myself. Nobody really played football in my family. I was the first one to play football and go to college. So I was kind of
hero.
No, I don't really have any heroes because a lot of people look up to people on TV, but I looked up to my mom because I'm the youngest of 8, and she with 2-3 jobs she raised her. So, she kind of showed me the way to go. So I looked up to my mom as anything.
Were you the oldest child?
Youngest child, out of 8, yeah.
Coming out to here today, well, what type of community service would you say, like, you came out here for fun, or tell us more about that?
I came out here, this like, sort of pay back the blessing that I was given. This the most fun I have in my life. I don't really want to coach for money. I'd rather volunteer my time like this for kids and help people that need help. And this is the best feeling I get out of life right now.
What exactly is that best feeling?
Because you're helping somebody. You're helping somebody, and I come from this. Like we weren't born rich and had all these fancy things and stuff. So for me to come back and show kids that it do happen, because I lived in poverty my whole entire life until I started playing football and going to college. So for me to come back, if I can help one kid, then I can pass on some blessing that I didn't have.
What college did you go to?
I went to Louisiana Tech, small college. Yep. Yeah.
Is that your best college?
Yeah, that's my best college because that's the one that gave me the opportunity first.
Tell us your name, sir.
Troy Edwards.
Well,
Troy Edwards.
it was nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you.
And Lorenzo Lynch, strong safety, played 11 years in the NFL.
All right, hello, I'm back again. I'm Isaac Cherry, and I'm here with
Lorenzo Lynch.
we're at a football camp that they are hosting to help kids and giving back to the community. And you also have a nephew?
Yes. My nephew is Marshawn Lynch, running back Seahawks.
For all the Seahawks fans and Marshawn Lynch fans. So, what do you think about the camp?
I thought it was nice. It was well ran. Kids was participation. A lot of participation from the kids. They seemed very enthusiastic about it, and I thought it was nice. I mean, and I mean, look at this weather in Texas. A weather like this, can't beat it.
So, what made you decide to give back to the community?
I mean, you know, when I was coming up, I grew up in Oakland, California, and you know, growing up, I always had a mentor, you know, somebody to look up to, and you know, a lot of words of wisdom, and even though, you know, we didn't come from a whole lot, just to have somebody to believe in me when nobody else would, you know, I thought that was very important, and then I still remember some of the things that he taught me today. So when I found out they was having a camp and I got invited, I always like to just go back and share my story, because somebody like me could play 11 years in the league without getting a scholarship, without getting drafted, you know, and it's just sheer hard work. I love to always come back and tell a kid that, guess what, you can have and do whatever you really want to do. If you just believe yourself, believe in your dream, and go after it, you can have it without getting sidetracked. So that's what made me want to
What's your name to use it?
So, would you like to tell us about your career? And 11 years is a pretty long time to play in the NFL, considering all the ACL tests and people that get injured. So, would you like to tell us how you stay healthy and your career and how it works?
Sure. Well, I had an 11-year career, and this kind of like how I got started. You know, growing up in Oakland, you know, Pop Warner, Flag, and one of the things that I always enjoyed doing was kind of like work out. I used to love to train. That's why when one of the gentlemen earlier had spoke about you know, being committed to this thing and outworking everybody, that's what got me excited when he said that, because that was one of the things that kept me in the league 11 years, because I might not have been the biggest, the strongest, or nowhere near the fastest, but I wasn't gonna let nobody outwork me. You know, I believe in conditioning, and I think through conditioning, that's what's going, and eating right, that's what's going to allow you to take care of your body, going to allow you to take care of yourself. And I think that's what one of the keys to me playing 11 years, conditioning and training.
So, what positions and teams did you play for?
Let me see, I was a defensive back, so I played corner and safety. And that's another thing that I always try to tell kids too, man. Just don't play one position. You know, you just want to be an athlete. So I was able to play a corner and safety. I think that's what allowed me to play as long as I did, plus all special teams too. But let me see, I was 3 years in Chicago, 6 years in Arizona, and 2 years with the Oakland Raiders.
So you played for your home team?
My home team, where I actually sold hot dogs and peanuts in that Coliseum when the Raiders used to play there.
So you're attached to Oakland in their stadium?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
That's why I wanted to go there so bad.
So
yeah.
When you went to Oakland, did it happen by trade or free agency?
It was free agent. I was a free agent. I think that was in 1995 from Arizona, and Oakland. I mean, the Raiders were still in Los Angeles at the time, and that was one of their sales pitches to get me to come there, was saying that they moving back to Oakland. you know, during the football season coming up, they'll be playing their games in Oakland Coliseum. And that was always my dream as a little kid. You know, you know, it wasn't too far from where I grew up at. I sold hot dogs, peanuts there, and I used to always dream, you know, one day if I could just play in that Coliseum. So I actually got that chance. It was wonderful, man. But the only thing I didn't like, you at home, all the tickets I had to get. you know, I had to, 50, 60 tickets a game. And then if I leave one out, they'd be mad at me. But it was fun.
All right, thank you. It was nice having you.
Oh, yeah, good. I hope.
All those guys, I can honestly say, they feel the same way I feel about giving back to the less fortunate, giving back to our community.
Okay, and also to those parents that's watching, because we looking at, you know, a nice field. We got, you know, quite a few students that are here and youth that are here, and it seems like it should be a whole lot more. I mean, considering the price, considering who you have on this field, what is it that you would like to tell those mothers out there as far as what it means to these kids and how important this is?
Yeah, I would like to tell the mothers, man, you know, whenever you have opportunity to get your kid some professional tutelage at a young age, especially for the price, was really, I mean, it's basically free when you really look at it, because you can't go nowhere else in the country and go to a professional NFL camp for what's being charged. And the money that's being charged actually allow us to fund the next camp and the next camp, so forth and so on. But the parents who didn't make it out, they definitely, whenever you hear the name 720 Gamers or Team Lawrence Power Cardio, anytime we sponsor the camp, it'll be a great idea to get your kid out to get this experience, due to the fact that one of the major things is injury prevention, safety. Your child can do nothing but learn how to play the game at a better level and prevent those injuries if they learn the professional way to do it right now.
Okay, so that's what you guys are doing. You're actually teaching them the way you guys were being taught.
Right, we're teaching them on a professional level right now. They're getting technique and fundamentals that we play with, which normally is a progression. You go through junior high school, then you get to the pro. We're giving them bits and pieces of what we used to do at a professional level. Now, I mean, they really don't have to be coached up that much once they get to junior high. Just got to learn the playbook and go out there and do their thing. And a lot of kids get hurt because they don't know the right way on how to do it. Versus it has something to do with whether you're tough enough. You can be tough enough and not know how to do it and wind up with a serious injury, you know, neck injury or things of that nature.
Okay, and for those who just want to get in contact with you, just, you know, how do I go about getting in contact with you?
They can reach us at 720gamers.com. That's probably the easiest way to reach us. Anytime you lose us at 720gamers.com, leave a message. Shoot us an email on that same email, and somebody will respond in a timely manner.
And for those who don't know, what is 720gamers.com?
720 Gamers is a very unique program that Mr. Liabre Odom and myself created, with him being a certified referee, and also he has his master's degree in sports administration. And what we do is we take kids who wouldn't normally get seen, wouldn't normally get an opportunity to go to college, and we kind of package them up in a sense, their profile along with whatever highlights they may have, if they have some, don't necessarily have to have any, and we send their stuff out to colleges throughout the country. We help those kids get in school, whether it's athletically or from an education standpoint. We're trying to find them scholarship money to fund their future education.
Okay. And in closing, if there's anything that you want to say to this audience who's listening, what is it you would like to say to them?
I would like
we got somebody else coming.
Hey,
Who's this man next to you, man?
Mr. Keith Washington. We're going to let him speak in a second. So in closing, I would like to say, you know, parents, if you're going to get your kids involved in this game that we call football, you know, make sure their bodies is trained right. Make sure they're eating the right food from a health standpoint. And make sure they're getting involved in camps such as this one, where they're learning the proper technique, proper fundamentals on how to play the game. I mean, football is not a joke, you know, versus compared to what you think that it's a game where you just go out there and play. It's not the case. Your child actually needs to know what he is out there doing in order to make sure they stay safe while they're playing the game.
Look like you still ready to play a couple more downs, man.
I'm hyped right now, man. I gotta get out here and get some of this here so I can calm down. But I'm hyped right now. I appreciate you guys. Thanks for the viewers for viewing this, and we look forward to bringing you more viewer live stream.
Okay, thank you for coming too, man.
Appreciate it.
We got most all our team out
Good
here.
weather.
Good weather, cool. We got the flag team out here today. A couple B team players, C team, A team. So we got a lot more players out here today.
Okay, so they call you Coach Roosevelt.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so where do you get that name from?
Coach Roosevelt?
Yeah.
Well, that's what the players call. That's my name. That's just what they call me.
Okay.
You know? Because for one thing, they know, hey, I got plenty of love for all the kids. But they know when it's time to work hard, they know I'm about business.
Coach Roosevelt gonna make them work hard.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So how long you been coaching?
Been coaching about 20 years now. 20 years.
And you're from what school?
Wilmington High School.
And what year?
75.
75. That's when they was like what, champions or something, huh?
Yes,
Y'all was
sir.
knocking people out back in 75, wasn't you?
That's way back in the day. That's why I tell a lot of these players, hey, guess what? At my age, I'm still moving pretty good. You know. But it helps when you can come out on the field, you can coach and you work with these young guys, you know, keep the energy up, you know. And
So-
I enjoy the fact.
So why do you care so much?
Well, one thing, when you look at the young black kids today, most of them is kind of doing their own thing. So I feel like, hey, if you can save maybe one kid out or whatever, and all these kids need a way out and they need role models. And a lot of them, the parents doing a little bit of everything, this and that. So I feel like if we can step in, put an organization together, a football team, show them, hey, it's a way out of here. And not just football, but education. Because you got to get your books. And then the number one thing, you got to put God first. We make sure we let them know.
So tell us about your son, Coach Roosevelt.
Okay. He's played for Duncanville, running back on the Boston School. But also he played for me down here in South Central Tight.
So you have your son that coaches with you. So
Right,
what does
yeah.
that feel like as a father to have his son who's playing football in school and coaching with him with the Little League?
I mean, it's for me, it's heartwarming, it's amazing because he's a student of the game just like I am. And to see him come out here and coach, you know, these young guys here, and the way all these young guys come up to him every time they see him, you know, if he don't make practice, they won't know where the Roosevelt is, you know. So yeah, it's a thrill for me. It's words I can't even explain. To see him do what he's doing. Even when he get out of practice, he calling me and say, hey, I'm ready to go to practice.
After practice.
After his practice.
And I know you was telling me off camera about something about a football and him sleeping with a football or something like
Yeah,
that.
he was sleeping with a football when he was like probably about 3-4 years old. Matter of fact, when he was 4 years old, he used to go to the field with me. When the 18 get through practice, he used to always grab somebody's helmet and put it on his head, and the helmet would be like a bobblehead because the helmet was so big. And so going way back to that age is when I knew, hey, we're going to play football.
And I know during our interview, and I don't want to put you on the spot like that, but I kind of saw your eyes get a little watery. I mean, what was up with that, Coach Roosevelt?
It's just that I just got love for the kids, and I got love for this game, you know. And when you got love for this game, love for the kids, then I'm passionate about what I do. So I have a lot of passion. Sometimes you can tear up like this, you know.
It's okay.
And I'm just happy that these kids got a chance to come out here today and get a chance to listen to the NFL players, talk to them about football and about life.
What does that mean to you, though? What does that mean to you?
It means a lot to me because I feel like when we go back to practice starting Monday, then this was something that they would think about. And they would stay with me, you know, to be able to say, hey, Mom and Dad, you know, such and such player, you know, talk to me, you know, give them all that wisdom and that good advice, you know. And it's just a beautiful thing to see, you know, and it just put a smile on my face.
And let me ask you this question. You have those parents out there that may be watching, and I know sometimes we may not think that, you know, this is important because we got other things that we have to do. And we were like, well, our kid will be all right. They'll be all right. And by you being a coach for 20 years, tell us how important it is to the kids for them to be a part of something like this?
It's very important because therefore they don't have to go run off in the streets, following behind, you know who doing something that they don't have no business. When if you're part of the organization, then you get the same thing that we always talk about. Hey, stay out of trouble, education first, put God first, and just study and make sure you're on the right track, so you don't get caught up. Because it's easy to get caught up. Once you get caught up, then, you got problems on your hands. So I think if you can follow, you come to an organization that's really talking about education, like I say, and making that known, then parents don't mind bringing their kids because they know it ain't just about football. It's also about them getting their books.
Education.
Exactly. Because you can't play here if you're flunking. It's getting them books. That's your practice. Because we do see your report card. So that's your practice right there. If you flunking, no, you can't come here and flunk. But I will say this.
Do they have help if any,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we have help. I will say this. We did have a parent a few years ago. Brought her son here. Had a bad attitude. Was making nothing but F. And I told her, I said, you know what? Turn your son over to me. And in 2 weeks' time, you tell me if this is your same son. He was real disrespectful to his mom. She couldn't believe the change he made. Next time he brought a report card, kid had straight B.
Okay, now they really about to start blowing you up. Blow Coach Roosevelt up. Blow him up. That's what you're looking for, that positivity, right?
Yes, sir.
In a perfect world, and it's the last question, in a perfect world, what would you like life to be for the children and family?
To be able to say that I took my kid to the South Central Titan organization. And it was an organization that really guided and gave me some help with my kids. Because most kids these days, they off on the wrong track. So, if anything, they can go on to school, be successful, and do good things in life, hey, I'm all smiles for that.
So it's not just a camp, it's a life-changing experience.
It's a life-changing experience. That's what I tell people when they bring their kids over here. It's more than just football here. And believe me, you'll find this out. Because, like I say, you got to put God first. And like we tell them, hey, need be, there's going to be some Sundays that guess what? We all going to meet up. And we all going to either my church or somebody else's church.
That's beautiful.
And after every practice, we pray.
The thing is $700, all that stuff, and that's when they beat up.
This is the CEO of Team Lawrence, California. He's the founder and instructor of this unique brand of training.
How's it going, Mr. Lawrence?
All right.
Just a few questions. Tell us about the camp, man. What we saw that you enthused, we saw that you hype. I know that you see the hypeness of the kids. What does this mean to you?
Man, it mean the world to me, man, because I grew up in the inner city. Basically nothing, man. We came out here to give back and make sure that everybody get the opportunity. Some of the opportunity we didn't get. And some of the opportunity we went to the next level, some of the guys went to the next level, and to come back and give back to the children, make sure that they get their chance that we didn't get a chance to get, and make sure that we make this camp as prospering as it can be, and make sure that these kids get opportunity.
And why is it so important to these kids?
Oh man, because ain't enough fathers out here now. There's not enough. The community ain't like it used to be, like when we grew up. So it take guys like us to come back to get these kids enthused and fired up about life in general.
Okay, and I see that you brought some players with you. Where are they from? Where'd you bring them
We got
from?
some from the University of, we got Friends University, we got Arkansas, Monticello, we got Abilene Christian, we got Arkansas, We got Alabama A&M. And in fact, I got kids from all around the country. LSU, professional athletes, Canadian League, NBA. We got them all at Team Lawrence. We got them all.
Now, why do they believe in you so much, Team Lawrence?
Because, like I said, I grew up with nothing. And my program is based on nothing and being something with nothing. You understand what I'm saying? Being your best when you got nothing, when you at your worst. That's what this program is all about. This program is about, and everybody love this program because it tests you when you have nothing left. The measure of strength is when you absolutely gone. You only gonna be tested when you have nothing left. That's how the world is, that's how life is. You need to be strong when you ain't got nothing left, and when you all done. That's what we all about at Team Lawrence Power College.
And last but not least, well, I guess I have one more question after that. Why is education so important?
Oh, education is, excuse me. Okay, education is so important because without education, you can't even get a job at McDonald's or even washing clothes. Excuse me. Okay, I'm coming, son. And we got to make sure that environments like this, inner city environments, get their chance and make sure that education is the key to life and prosperity.
Why is it so important to you, being here today?
It means it's for the kids, and I love the game. I love the game. It's the same thing when I was young. I had older dudes trying to teach me the steps and footwork and the fundamentals and stuff like that. It's just important to know the basics of the game. So a lot of people don't really teach the basics anymore, but it's important to know. You can start at a young age to just build up. Yeah, I didn't start at a young age. I tried to, but I didn't have the people just pointing out. So I started when I was about 7 years old. So I mean, but these kids, man, it's really important to teach them and tell them the wrongs and rights. And don't run the streets and go to school and stuff like that. And just stay focused, man. So stay focused, you'll be better in life.
And for those parents who may be watching and their kids wasn't a part of this camp, what would you tell those parents as far as how important this camp is?
I encourage every parent out there to get your son or girl, anything, any kid, just give them a camp, man. It's really important to know the basics of the game at a young. It starts at a young age, so I mean, it really does, man. I can't really you can just go on and on and on about it, preach about it, man. It's important to know the basics of the game, man. A lot of people don't really teach them no more. They just go on talent. I mean, I had some coaches like that in my time. They just do talent. They don't really just do fundamentals. But it's important. If your kid learn the basics, the fundamentals of the game, he'll be a better player.
And they're actually being taught by NFL players, former NFL players.
Right. Tell you again?
I said they're actually being taught by former NFL players.
That's even better. That's even better. So I mean, they know them. They know the fundamentals, and they trying to teach the youngsters. So it's just important to know.
And tell us your name and who you play for and your aspiration.
Okay. My name is Robert McWright. I play for Chattanooga University. It's D2 out in Tennessee, Jefferson City, Tennessee. So we're Powerhouse Division 2. So I give a shout out to everybody out there, man. I'm working hard. We got a 2-week break, so I'm still working hard right now. So my inspiration, man, I've been through the struggle, man. I've been through the struggle. I got a long story behind me. I mean, I ain't gonna get into every detail about it, but man, I love the game, man. And so I find it like it's a getaway for me. Get out the streets, get education, and play football. Do something that I love to do.
So it's consistency and persistence.
Yeah, consistency is the key, man. No days off. No days off at all. I mean, even on Sunday really my off day, but it's not an off day. And I do like abs and just the basics. That's what you want to do, the basics.
My name is Christopher Dickman. I'm an incoming freshman at Abilene Christian University.
Okay, I'm trying to hold the camera, man. I almost broke my hand, so I'm trying to hold the camera right. They always say a firm handshake is very important.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's something we stress up in the gym down in Arlington. Team Lawrence Power Cardio is when you meet somebody, look them straight in the eye, give them a firm handshake so they know you mean business.
You hear that, youth? You hear what he's saying? When you meet somebody, give them a firm handshake and look them straight in the eyes.
Oh yeah, that's one of the most important things. You know, people think a lot about you by how you come off. You know, if you're coming off skittish with your head down, you're not into it. You know, some people nowadays look the other way. If you go up there, show them that you mean business, they ain't gonna take you lightly.
And where are you from?
I'm from Arlington, Texas.
Okay. Oh, so you from here?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So tell us today, what does this mean to you, working with these youth?
I remember I started football when I was 6 years old. We had our coaching staff out there in South Arlington. He was teaching us from a young
Eagles.
Yes, sir.
Eagles.
Best programs in North Texas. Teach us from a young age, you know, fundamentals, understanding of the game, you know, not necessarily as an athlete, you know, but also as a student of the game as well. You know, understanding, you know, that books do come first, more than student athletes, you know, that go on to be contributors into society.
Okay, and what do you want, like those kids who's watching? And the same question I asked him, who's not a part of the camp, and they probably want to be a part of the camp, but maybe the parents, you know, just say, well, you know, I got other things I have to do. How important this is to those kids?
I tell those parents and the kids, you know, this is a great opportunity to come out and get some high quality coaching, you know, not like from NFL players, you know, past, and some of them from the present, from guys who are getting trained by them, you know, as well. You know, if you're seeing this, you know, you can do something at home for yourself. You don't have to, you know, be involved in something like this, but this is just, you know, a good chance for you to come out, showcase your skills. You know, parents come out, watch your son or daughter, you know, go.
You hear him popping his fingers, he's popping his fingers.
Yeah, I was, that 95-pound dumbbells ain't no joke. That's, you know, he started at a young age. Next, you know, you'll be out here running. You know, you'll be these guys coming around in Jersey. And you'll be in the same thing. Keep the cycle going. You know, keep people, you know, on the field and off the streets. You know, that's, you know, one of the things that we need to get everybody, you know, on the mindset of going, and also, you know, on the field and out of bed. You know, we got to stay active. That's one of the things that happened to me. I was out here getting the training, you know, like, you know, a lot of you guys watching home, a lot of guys out here was doing, but nobody was teaching me how to be healthy. You know, I was playing sports since I was a big guy. You don't necessarily have to be big and unhealthy. You can be big, but, you know, fitness is a big part of sports as well. You know, don't just take it to, you know, just, oh, I gotta get bigger so I can stay on the field. No, you gotta, you know, live healthy, live a well and fulfilling life.
So it's about what you eat too then?
Oh yeah, it's all about what you eat. You know, it starts young too. You gotta lay off your chips, lay off your, you know, Twinkies and all them cupcakes and
ding dongs and everything.
Yeah, ding dongs, everything, and honey buns. I know y'all kids be eating all the munchies, Doritos.
So you was there, you been there and done that?
Oh yeah, been there and done that. I was 300 pounds, 8th grade.
Wow.
Yep, and just messed up a lot of my body. You know, I was squatting 5'15" as an 8th grader going into high school.
5'15"?
Yep, 5'15".
In 8th grade?
8th grade. Yeah, you can go.
Man, you wasn't human, man.
You can go ask those boys and Mr. Lance Sawyer, they'll tell you. Yeah, but you know, it gave me, you know, shin splints, I had bone spurs, I had arthritis in both my knees, you know, at 14, you know, 13 years old, and developed diabetes, high blood pressure, was going to the hospital 2 times a week getting blood drawn, you know, and I realized that wasn't a thing for me. Met Team Lawrence and Coach Sawyer and Power Cardio, started, you know, living, you know, life, you know, to live. That was my thing. I had to live. I wasn't just going through playing football for fun. I needed, you know, an outlet to keep in shape, you know, get back to a healthy weight. Because the track I was eating, you know, eating Doritos and honey buns and all that stuff, you know, more I ate, you know, it was shortening my lifespan. I didn't know it. And, you know, it took guys, you know, out here, you know, NFL guys put me on the right path. Parents, it's another thing, you know, it's not just, you know, football standpoint, it's a mentorship as well. We got young men and older gentlemen out here who have been through the struggle, and they can tell you from a first-hand account, you know, football basically saved their life.
So, how were you able to meet Team Lawrence?
I lived right around the corner from Mr. Bertram Lawrence.
Oh, so you were just lucky to be able to.
I fell right by the grace of God. I fell right into his hands. And then I've been winning for the past 5 years. I know my first 2 years I went from 300 to 238.
Wow.
And my sophomore year was.
And in shape, and got in shape.
Yep. And right now I know to look like it, but I'm 300 even right now.
You 300 pounds, man?
Yes,
see, I was gonna say about 242, 250.
It's all muscle now. So instead of being all
300 pounds?
300 pounds of muscle.
I see some of them Cowboys about 320, man. They got a little gun and everything on them.
So, yeah, I'm trying to be one of the fittest offensive
right.
nation. Yes, sir. It's
Well, congratulations, man, on your future, man.
Thank you, sir.
You got the right type of attitude, and when these youth see that, because they're watching you right now, so when they see you, it's very important for you guys to see this is the type of attitude that you want to have. Someone who has a positive attitude, someone who's smiling, and someone who's telling you exactly what it is that you need to do to better yourself. So we just want to thank you for the interview, bro.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Take care.
All right, you too, bro. Stop the truck, man. Stop the truck. Okay, let me get a shot of the truck. Let me get a shot of the truck. Let me go a little bit closer.
The Jeep, you know what I'm saying? All white, everything.
Tell us your name.
Bertram Lawrence, Friends University. I'm from Dallas, Texas. I play defensive end.
What school did you go to?
I go to Friends University in Wichita, Kansas.
Okay, I mean in Dallas, what school did you go to?
I went to Arlington Bowie High School.
Okay, so you went to school with that brother over there then?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So what is it like to be out here with these youth?
It's a blessing, man. See all these kids that have a bright future, all these kids out here working hard, and they all want the same goal to be in the NFL with all these pros out here. It's just a blessing to be here to encourage these kids on their journey. They had a long journey. It's a blessing to be out here.
And to see their face, what was it like to really see their face and see that they're really enjoying it?
It was really nice to see that these kids want to train hard, want to work hard, want to look up to us and stuff like that. And it's just a real blessing to be here for these kids and to teach them the basics and the fundamentals of football.
And how were you able to meet up with Team Lawrence?
Team Lawrence, well, my dad.
Oh, it's your dad?
That's my dad.
Oh, you had no choice. Let me ask you this question. What is it like to have a dad?
Oh, man, it's rough, man, but hey, it pays off.
Right.
You're the best player you can be on that field.
So, in last, as far as education, why is education so important to these kids?
It's gonna get you so far. It starts in the classroom. You're a student first, then you're an athlete second. So it always starts first in the classroom. That's what everybody looks at. College coaches, wherever you want to go, they're gonna look at your grades. You don't got the grades, that's just a downfall. You don't want that. You always want to have good grades so you be the best of your ability.
And what is your aspiration?
My aspiration is to always work hard, listen to your parents, listen to your coaches, try the best hardest you can do, work as hard as you can, and all your dreams come true. NFL, whatever it is you want to do.
You know what, really, man? I think that's what a lot of kids want to know. What is it like when dad is gone playing football and dad is training, and what is it like as a son to have a father like Mr. Lawrence?
It's tough at first, you got to get used to it. Can't everybody handle a tough parent. But, if you want to be the best, you got to listen to your parents at all times. And he's going to get you right, But it's a blessing. I'm glad to have a dad like I do.
285, I can do 5 sets of 20. 285. 4 or 5, I can hold my arms like this, go down and fall and hold. 120-pound dumbbells, I can do 4 sets of 50. Bench, incline, decline. So what I'm trying to tell you is we only care about what you do when you at your worst. That's all that matters. You ain't gonna be challenged when you at your best. You will not be challenged on the street. You will not be challenged on the field. You will not be challenged until you at your worst. So be ready at your worst. That's what I teach. Let's go. Hey, go. Go home. Stop. Get. Stop. 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 Get. Breathe. Down. Down. Go. Stop. Home. Go. Go. Let's go, man. Yeah.
I do it for the kids. I want him to be them. I have 2 sons, one that's on flag also. So I want them to be exposed and have different opportunities that we may not often get.
Okay. And how did you hear about the camp?
Through our football practice.
Okay.
They passed out some flyers at our football practice and they gave us the option to come participate.
Okay. And if you want to say anything to these parents who may be watching, what would you want to say to some of these parents?
Take opportunity that are given to you. Expose our kids to different things, different scenes, different events, different environments. Keep them busy, keep them occupied, so that way they're staying out of trouble.
Okay, and you're from the Dallas, Fort Worth area? So you having fun today? Or?
I am having fun. I think I have a 8-year-old that's out there now. So I think it'll be good for him, a different face, a different voice, telling them different things.
Okay. And what is it that your 7-year-old like? He like football?
He likes football. He's really a baseball kid, but he's evolving into this football player. They have a position at quarterback right now. So it'll be good for him. He needs that tough type of love.
So what do you think about the pros, former players and current players out here actually taking the time out for these children?
I think it's good. I think more of that is needed because it's easier said than done, and it gives these kids a sense of someone to look up to versus the parents that come out and volunteer every day.
Okay. And what are your thoughts, period?
Look, I'm here.